Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Arifureta Season 2, Episode 2. I'm recording it while waiting for those frontline episodes to be downloaded. It's really late or really early, depending how you look at it. I woke up at 2 in the morning, right now it's 5:06, and I'm recording it. Yeah, so Dolls Frontline this week is gonna be a little bit late. Yeah. Right, but let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Arifureta. In the last episode, not much really happened. We basically just re-established the things that we knew in season one. Right, it was a little bit of a callback to those times. We reintroduced all the characters. We reintroduced the chemistry between them, their interactions, a little bit of the world. We reestablished that there are like two groups of the people who were transported to this world. There's the Hajime's group. There's the rest of his classmates who are, officially the heroes, and even they are divided into multiple groups. Right? We reestablished all that stuff. And we also established the first villain in the first conflict of this season. That whole demon general dude. I don't think he's actually a demon king or a demon lord. He seems to be just a general. And he seems to be headed the same way that the Hajime's group is headed. So we can fully expect them to bash heads sooner or later, and of course we can expect Hajime to come out on top. Who else, right? We wouldn't have it any other way. We also established one very important fact. CG in season 2 isn't utter garbage, which is which is great, which is actually great because it makes the series so much more watchable. If you still haven't seen season 1, I highly recommend you do so. In previous episode, I even linked in the pinned comment the reaction series that I was watching season 1 with. So if you want to watch season 1 with some reaction, head over to episode 1, find the link, click it, and go there. I might even link it again. I don't know. We'll see. Season 1, despite all its flaws, is definitely worth watching. Honestly. Uh, you just have to get into it with the mindset and with the expectation that you're gonna watch utter garbage, but a garbage that is nonetheless entertaining. You have to expect your eyes to bleed because of the quality or lack thereof of the CG in this series, but you will also be laughing your ass off at how absolutely atrocious it is. You have to get into it with the correct mindset, right? And if you're enjoying season 2 so far, chances are you'll enjoy season 1 as well. What do I expect from this episode? I guess we're gonna get to our goal to find the magic MacGuffin rock for the one dude to save his village, and we're gonna bash heads with some monsters. Perhaps. I don't know, to be perfectly honest with you. Uh, Perhaps it will be just an episode of travel. Perhaps we're gonna focus on a completely different group of people. I don't know. The only way to know for sure is to see it ourselves. So, let's not prolong it any further. Instead, let's give you guys some subs and let's roll. Let's just jump right into it, as the cool kids on the block say. Where's my mouse? Here it is. I have focus. I have focus. Do I have the correct episode? I do have the correct episode. I do have the correct episode. I have a mug of tea that is still way too hot to drink, but I also have some cold water. So we're all set to watch episode 2 of Arifureta whatever version by Sabs Please episode 2. I think I said that already. It's gonna be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, that's the oasis with the poisoned water, with the mana blockage illness or whatever it's called. Yeah, beautiful, right? So people are either dead or ill, I'm assuming. That's why it's so desolate. Is Excuse me, is that a submarine? Are they standing on top of a submarine? I think they are standing on top of a submarine. Is that where we're going next? Hajime makes a fucking U-boat. Oh. I mean, it's not entirely unexpected, but still. I still really like the OP. It has no right to be this good. No signs of any new waifus quite yet. Perhaps we're gonna see a revised OP by the end of the series. Episode 2. Let's go. Of course he will. He has a heart of gold. He's just a massive tsundere. She's just gonna summon a lake. Wait, what? Does his Humvee have a cement dispenser built in? Go gadget cement dispenser? uh, yeah, you're not doing a great job hiding your eyes. Of course, it's a demon eye. Hmm. An artifact gone rogue? Or some artifact at the bottom of the lake? Oh, sure, let's just go grenade fishing. Okay, I'm assuming it's some fish that poisons the water or some other sea creature. How many of those do you have? Oh, it's a tentacle monster. Or a slime? Yeah, you should have cleaned your water more often. You got some slimes. Your water fermented, you made kombucha and it's a sentient SCOBY. His gun still doesn't look great. One shot, one kill. They don't even need to visit that whole volcano for the MacGuffin. So you still need the MacGuffin. Right, you can just wait for this water to evaporate and new water to come up. Or someone planted it here. I mean, they are demons. Their whole shtick is controlling monsters. Okay, yeah. They still need the MacGuffin. Hmm? We're splitting up already? Please accept me in your harem. Please do. Yeah, you didn't do a great job hiding her eyes, covering her eyes. And her inner yandere has awakened. You're not making the situation better. Uh, I'm glad they are focusing more on the comedic aspect in this season. Just roll into the tornado. Like it's no big deal. And what do you know? It was no big deal. The boob jiggle, though. Don't you have some magic or a magic gun or something to endure the heat better? Some AC pendant. I mean, you don't know how much exactly you need of it. Maybe pebbles are enough. Oh look, convenient columns. Inside of a volcano. Nobody questions it. The stairs and the columns. Oh look, it's a dragon. Is it? No, not quite. It's a magma bear. Now, to be fair, that magma bear actually looks good. Is it even CG? I'm not sure. Of course, she has a new thing. And there goes the bear. Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. That's a lot of stillstone. Why? Oh, right, the Great Labyrinth as in their actual end goal. Right, because he travels from dungeon to dungeon. Did they mine the stillstone? Or are they going forward for no reason? Don't you have some AC magic? Summon ice? Something like that? Yeah, those rocks look bad. Yeah, some AC artifacts would be useful. Hmm. Yeah, that was the CG quality in season 1. Yeah, you need to know how to fight despite all the distractions. And it's not just heat. Or rather, it's a different kind of heat. Right, they are going deeper because they aren't here only for the still stone. It, they were already headed there to conquer the labyrinth. Right, I completely forgot about that. It only just dawned on me that they have a different goal besides just the still stone. What kind of an upgrade will you find here, I wonder? Is that where the U-boat is? Demon General? Fight fire with fire. That's a great boss arena. Also tests your parkour skills. Gonna need to jump from one pillar to another. Is it the Demon General or is it just the security system of this place? Lava serpents. Oh, bother. Yeah, there's some sort of a core. Just shoot blindly. Of course it isn't. What? Are those like AG shells or scatter shot? Something? There's the core. Question is, how many of those cores are there? Yeah. Are the gems on the outside of the whole dome? The real Oh no, destroy 100 snakes to get inside. Sure. Simple enough. Pull out the rocket launcher. Start a nuke. Ah, of course, turn it into a competition. Yeah, using a melee weapon isn't. I take it back. Maybe it is the optimal way. I mean, she is the head wife. Of course, she would be a little bit OP. I mean, you don't know what's inside, so. Demon General. Calling it now. Or is it Hajime getting a power up? It's probably Hajime getting a power up. Like he needs one. Ah, that's the episode. Damn. Damn. I genuinely want to know what happens next. I genuinely had a good time with this episode. Is it really the end? Yeah, it seems so. There's not gonna be any after credits scene or anything. The ED also isn't bad. Or the ED isn't bad either. I'm glad other people are making season 2 than the people who made season 1. Yeah, I feel like the current staff will be able to bring the most out of Arifureta. Now, would I have preferred the monsters were fully 2D instead of CG? Yes. Is the CG in season 1 better than in season is the CG in season 2 better than in season 1? Hell yes. Comparing CG in season 2 to CG in season 1 is like comparing the anime about those gems and crystals, Land of the Lustrous or Doro Doro, to the Goblin Army from Overlord. Right? There's no comparison. Actually, I can't believe I have to say it, but I think the Goblin Army from Overlord season 1 was actually not season 1, Overlord season 3 or 4. I think it was season 4. I think Goblin Army was season 4. Was actually better, like majorly better than the CG in season 1 of Arifureta. At least the goblins didn't have those ugly textures on them. They were at least trying to make those goblins look 2D. They didn't try to make the creatures in season 1 of Arifureta 2D in the slightest. Yeah, it is a U-boat. It is just. It is a U-boat. From a motorcycle to a Humvee, to a U-boat. I swear by the end of this season, Hajime is gonna build a rocket and fuck off to the moon. Because the last labyrinth is on the moon. Honestly, I'm just memeing, but I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. Honestly. If they eventually went to the moon. Or to some other planet. Who's her? Oh, no, I think it's Yue. Yeah, I think it's Yue. I thought it might be some new waifu, but no. It's just Yue. Yeah, the same cape. Yep. We arrived to save the day. Now this is... Like, I can get over magic that creates a huge black slab that's so heavy it creates an imprint in the ground. But what reason would there be for Hajime to install a cement dispenser in his Humvee? Why? Rocket launcher, sure. Minigun on the hood, absolutely. Mine layer. I wouldn't be surprised if his Humvee was able to lay mines. But a cement dispenser? That kinda breaks my suspension of disbelief. uh, the sweater looks metallic. Also another thing to note, but whatever. Yeah, his blood isn't enough. A little bit of saliva is also required. And of course, it's some weird monster that's responsible uh, for the illness. It's a big slime that appeared here because some demon, I guess, dropped this magic core. I have no clue. Yeah, I don't know why this slime would be there. It's a tiny little city, tiny little oasis. What would the purpose be of the demons trying to wipe it out? And in such an indirect way, right? You'd think that the demon army would just arrive, wipe people out, burn their houses, and go further, instead of resorting to subterfuge like that. Hmm. Yeah, this gun doesn't look great. I think it looks better than in season 1, but too much gradient. Yeah, too much gradient and the lighting on the barrel and those tiny little strips of highlights. Yeah. Like, look at Hajime, look at the gun. It's a very different way of shading, right? You don't see, in regular, like, 2D anime, you don't see those tiny little minuscule highlights to be actually drawn. You don't see those tiny little minuscule shadows. Like the tiny little shadow on the edge of the outer barrel, like here. Right? This tiny little, like, pixel wide line. If it was 2D, it wouldn't be there. Because the classic quote unquote anime style doesn't bother with such tiny details. And this gun is full of tiny details. And I think that that's what makes it not look great. Also, the shade of black is different. Yeah. Yeah, it's like actual shadows, and meanwhile, on Hajime's coat, the black is not quite black, and the shadow, I think the shadow isn't just lower brightness version of the base color. It has additional tint to it, maybe increased saturation. I'm not sure. In any case, the gun doesn't look great. Yeah, the pollution is still here, so we still need the MacGuffin. We can heal the people, but now we have to find the MacGuffin still. And a little bit of a yandere awakened within her. Yeah, like this Humvee looks good. Because there aren't any minute details on it. There aren't any tiny pixel white highlights or shadows. This actually looks good. This sandworm monster looks decent. Yeah, it looks decent enough. Especially when it's still, you're not able to tell that it's CG. It's animated on twos as well, not on ones. So that also increases the 2D-ness of it. Now this blood doesn't look great though. I don't think I'm gonna focus anymore on the CG aspect of this show. Not as in depth, at least. I mentioned it in episode 1, I'm mentioning it now. I don't think it bears mention anymore, so I'm just not gonna bother. How convenient that a volcano has an entrance of this kind. That leads into a chasm, into a tunnel, an underground cave. And that cave leads to more stairs and columns. Weird architecture decision. This bear, I think it's actually drawn. I think it's not actually CG. Yeah. And of course she got a power-up. Because why not? And she got it off screen, because why not? Now, I was initially confused why they aren't just grabbing the still stone and bailing, but they wanted to visit this volcano in the first place to get through the labyrinth, to get a power-up, or whatever that will make Hajime able to fight God, which is his ultimate goal, right? But yeah, they have another goal for being here besides just grabbing the still stone. Thankfully, they have ice magic and wind magic. And yeah, you can see how the CG looked in Season 1, and you can see that it didn't look great. And it was animated on ones as well. So not only was the art bad, but so was the movement and animation. And yes, this labyrinth is certainly a test. Now, he mentioned that he should have prepared some AC artifacts, but he was able to make a boat out of nothing. A lava boat, nonetheless. Shouldn't he be able to also prepare some AC artifacts while they were sitting in the cave, being chilled by a block of ice? Oh, sorry about that. It's way too early for me and my coffee hasn't kicked in yet. Yeah. It's kind of weird to see arbitrary limitations of Hajime's powers. Because on one hand, he can make a boat like that out of nothing, out of rocks, and he can't make a simple amulet that would cool them off. And now compress the block of ice that you had created and enclose it with a tiny little pendant and give it to everybody. So they have their own personal block of ice or something. You'd think that he'd be able to do that, but apparently not. Apparently not. And we have arrived at the labyrinth. Now I wonder if there's gonna be some danger within that labyrinth, or is the only test killing 100 snakes? Um, Initially, I thought that it's the demon general attacking them, because we know that the demon general is also headed for this volcano to get the art of god magic or whatever the fuck he called it. It had like a super chuny name. I'm assuming that art of god magic is the same thing that Hajime is here for, which is the power up that will allow them to fight God. Makes me think that maybe the Demon General is gonna arrive either after Hajime has already conquered the whole thing and is already inside and already got the MacGuffin and is on his way out, or maybe the Demon General is gonna arrive after they've already escaped and it's gonna weird him out tremendously that the place is now completely ransacked and empty. And he's gonna find some trace of Hajime there, and he's gonna crush it in his hand and scream to high heavens, Hajime! You know the trope. I wonder. Now, I like the attention to detail here, actually. That some of those crystals are actually gone. I wonder, are they gone any time before that? No, there aren't any gone here. How did he count 100 though? 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 per section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 10 sections per side. That makes like 50 of those. No, 50 times. Okay, 100. Yeah, that checks out. Attention to detail. That actually checks out. Huh. And of course, those serpents are no match for us. Because our team is just that OP. Now, I didn't know that the bunny girls, I forgot what her name is, Hammer, has a projectile attack. But good to know that it does. Cam's super useful. They defeated the last serpent. And boom. Space beam hits Hajime straight on. Now, I have a couple of theories about it. Theory 1. It's the Demon General who arrived and just, shot the beam of light at Hajime. But usually demonic magic in anime is color coded, so I don't think white and blue beam would be something that the Demon General would use. I'd rather expect red and black, or orange, or purple perhaps, or even like acid green, not blue and white. Second theory, it's another piece of the security system of this place that got activated after all the serpents were defeated. One last final ditch attack. Third theory, it's some sort of a teleport that moves Hajime into a parallel dimension or a pocket dimension of sorts, where he has to go through some additional trials alone. And its purpose is to test the aptitude and the power of the one single person who wants to conquer the labyrinth, to isolate them from their friends, from their party, and test only them. Third theory, notice how the color scheme of the goddess that Hajime fights in the opening of the first episode is also blue and white. Perhaps it's her noticing that, yo, this man's too close to getting enough power to fight me. I should strike him down. And she does strike him down preemptively. That's another possibility. Any other possibilities? It's just a straight power up. Hajime gets, goes Super Saiyan. The beam of light infuses him with divine energy or whatever, and that's the reward for defeating the serpent. Could be. Could very well be. But we will have to wait until episode 3 to find out what it truly was. Gonna have to wait a whole ass week. Yeah. Well, week minus a day, because I'm recording it a day after it's released, so, And for you, it's gonna be. No, for you, it's gonna. Yeah, for you, it's gonna be even closer, because I'm not gonna be releasing it today, I'm gonna be releasing it tomorrow. So it's gonna be 5 days for you guys until you get to see episode 3. And then 2 more days until my reaction to it comes out. 3. I don't know. You count the days if you want. That was a genuinely good episode. That was a genuinely good episode. Unless you expected to see some, deep, meaningful story of strife and suffering and, philosophical questions of what even is divinity and whatnot. You're not gonna find it in this series. It's pure fast food. And I enjoy it thoroughly. Eating some fast food every now and then is perfectly fine. And I live on a healthy diet, but I also like some fast food every now and then. Like once a month I order myself some KFC or a pizza or something. You have to have some of that garbage in your life to truly appreciate its finer qualities. Anything else that bears mention about this episode? I don't think so. It was just a good episode of Arifureta. And I hope we're gonna get even better episodes as the time goes on. Hell, even season 1, as it progressed, it got better and better. The first couple of episodes were very edgy, very dark, very grim dark almost. That's also where the most of the atrocious CG was. But as the time went on, it actually got better and better. They started using CG monsters less and less. They started shifting towards the comedy parody more and more. And now we are in full gear of the comedy parody fast food genre. And I'm in for it. I'm all for it. And I hope you guys are as well. I hope you're enjoying this show. I hope you're enjoying my reactions. And yeah, tell me about that in the comments down below. Did you enjoy this episode? Did you not? Did you enjoy my reaction? Did you not? If you enjoyed it, you can leave a like. If you didn't, you can leave a dislike. But I would like you to tell me why, so I can improve. You can also join my Discord server, link in the description, and talk about the Arifureta there. There's a special channel to talk about the Arifureta. And there's also a special channel for my Patreon supporters, where you can get for just $1 a month. Link to my Patreon is down in the description. As well, you get access to that Patreon channel, you get access to early access up to 1 week early to my non-seasonal shows, which this season it's Symphogear. So if you like Symphogear, you might want to consider that. Anything else? Or yeah, or you can just support me if you like what I'm doing really much and just want to support me. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of my future releases. It's not only Arifureta, but also those Frontline, Tokyo 24-ku, Sabiku Ibisco, and aforementioned Symphogear. So if any of that is something you think you'd enjoy, subscribe, click the bell icon. There's gonna be links to playlists in the corner tab, so you can just head over there and watch all that stuff. Anything else? Share this video if you want to share it, if you know someone who would enjoy it. I don't know. If you know someone who wouldn't enjoy it, also share it. Why not? Let's watch him suffer. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it from me for today. So, as always, do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers! And here's the list of my Patreon supporters. And you can be there for just $1 a month. Isn't it a great distinction?